Hi, I'm DKWILL, and this is DK. We'll talk about it.
The first thing I want to talk about today is the horrendous news that occurred that a young man, 31 years old, was shot down like an animal by some coward with a high-powered rifle. And this is what was injured most of all, was this young man's wife and beautiful little children, and the viral nature of the film floating on the internet showing this man get shot to death for all prosperity, and worse yet, for his children to have access to in the future. I am not politically active. I don't vote. I am a human. And I watched accidentally a human being get shot down like an animal on a hunting trip. And I found it absolutely horrendous, and it brought me to tears. And when I saw his family, it hurt even more. If you think like the people who would shoot a man down for rhetoric, I don't want any connection to you. That's not a political stance. That's a human stance.
Because this is DK, we'll talk about it. And if I say something that you disagree with, are you going to pull out your 302 or your 223 with a scope and try to blow my head off? Best to stay away from people like that. I'm DK Will. This is DK. We'll talk about it. So let's talk about it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
And just to be sure, I find this incident here equally horrendous, where a poor innocent young lady is sitting there minding her own business, and this man stands up and executes her. What is going on with the sickness of the world? Not simply because terrible things like this can happen, and they do happen, but we have a media and a subculture of people who celebrate this type of demonic and demented man causing injury to man. And I just find it appalling and worthy of being something to talk about. And in fact, I was going to talk about XRP, and that was just going to be an introduction. But instead, I want to talk about how stupid and evil people have become. Do you know, when I scroll through X right now, there's a lot of stuff about Charlie Kirk. But at the same time, I've seen people actually celebrate that the man was killed. I just happened on this one. Let's listen to these idiots.
Do you support his death?
I do.
You support his death?
Fuck Charlie Kirk.
You support Charlie Kirk being killed?
Yes, I do.
On the day he died, you're here at a vigil
Yeah.
for Charlie Kirk and you support his death?
Do you support a Nazi?
No, I don't support a Nazi. Charlie Kirk wasn't a Nazi.
Yes,
You support his shooter?
Yep, sure do. Freedom.
You support Charlie Kirk's shooter?
Sure do. He does all favors.
Would you shoot somebody like Charlie Kirk?
I would have killed him myself.
You would have killed him yourself. Okay. You have a job here in Seattle?
Nope. I take off for a living.
Wow. You see what I mean? Celebrating murder. The Bible said that time will come when people will be fierce without a love of goodness. In a period that's called critical times, hard to deal with, and they're here. When human beings have lost compassion for other human beings, we're not too far from Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember, they got so bad that they wanted to assault angels who had come to visit. So, folks, here's what I have to say about this. Don't get caught up in the narratives. Don't get caught up in the protests. Don't get caught up in the vitriol. Don't get caught up in the hate. Because, see, that's what Satan and his forces wants everyone to do, is to have a reason to hate someone else or some sector of people. But Jesus made a statement. He said, by this all will know you are my disciples if you have love among yourselves. And remember, Jesus himself was executed unjustly, tortured first. So yeah, it's terrible to see these terrible things happen to innocent people, and we're not safe from it ourselves. But nobody's going to fix it by adding to it. You can't put the fire out by adding more fuel to the fire, because there's no getting around the Bible prophecies that say this is going to happen, because that's how deep the impact of Satan and his horde has become. That people like these ones here, I guarantee you, they never even knew Charlie Kirk, yet they celebrate that he's dead. I've seen it before in the 2016 election, people hating Donald Trump after loving him on The Apprentice, on Home Alone, on Oprah Winfrey. I mean, really. And why? Because the media tells you to. I also don't watch television. I don't remember the last time I had television service, actually. But I do spend a lot of time fishing through the web, primarily X, YouTube, things like that. So I'm not clueless. But bad associations will spoil useful habits, and I don't want to be contaminated by the hate that's going on in the world today. And so, in that respect, I have avoided. See, I just pressed it again, and that's how I saw it accidentally before. I scrolled by, and I didn't want to see it. I knew that it happened, but I didn't want to see it, and I saw it. And then I immediately thought about that man's family and his young children. People, how about we just talk about it? Stop fighting about it. Because this is DK. We'll talk about it. And if I say something that you disagree with, are you going to pull out your 302 or your 223 with a scope and try to blow my head off? Best to stay away from people like that. I'm DK Will. This is DK. We'll talk about it. So let's talk about it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.